Hi guys, welcome to week 2 of summer school. I'm going to go through the entire week with you and just give you kind of an overview. I'm going to post another video in this on the page on Wednesday reviewing summarizing because you're going to have a task that will ask you to summarize. But first I'm going to go over our word work for the week. So this week we are going to be looking at words that start with skr, stir, sure, and thur. These words, when together, get a little tricky. So we're going to be paying attention to the spelling of these words and how they are pronounced. So you do have a little bit of a reading task, and you can choose to do one of two things. So the directions say, read the text below and look for words that are spelled with the 3 consonant blends or digraphs. The words at the top, the SCR, STR, SHR, and THR, are what they're talking about when they say 3 consonant blends. You will most likely see these 3 consonant blends at the beginning of a word. And we're focusing on it because the spelling and the pronunciation can be a little tricky. So the directions ask you to underline the words spelled with SCR and circle the ones spelled with STR. Now, I know many of you do not have a printer, and that is okay. This is also not a document that you can edit unless you know how to do that at home. Now, if you don't know how to do it, it's fine because then at the bottom, you are just going to have to write those words. So, your options for submitting this is you may type this into the messages to me and type words spelled with SCR and then list the words, and then type words spelled with STR and type the words. Please do not post this on the page in Etsby. Message it to me only, because if you're putting it on the main page, others are able to see your work and copy your work. So please make sure that you are messaging me privately in Etsby. Then number 2 says put the words in alphabetical order. Now this is going to be tricky. So if all of the words start with the same letter, you are going to move on to the next letter. So if I'm looking at all of these words, I see that the next letter that I can put in alphabetical order is C or T. Now I know that C comes before T in the alphabet, so it's going to be one of these 4 words that is going to be first. But they all have C, so now I'm going to go to the third letter. The third letter in each of these words is R. So now I'm going to go to the 4th letter. The 4th letter, I have A, I have I have E, and I have U. So I know that A comes first in the alphabet, so my first word is going to be scratch. So then you're going to move on to the 2nd letter. You are going to do this on your own. I am not going to give you any more answers. So that is your word work for Monday. For Tuesday, you are going to do the same thing, but we're going to be moving on to a different consonant blend, SHR and THR, and you're going to put them in alphabetical order. And then Wednesday, you are going to choose a word that starts with SCR, a word that starts with THR, and you're going to write a sentence using both words. You're going to repeat it again with STR and SHR, and again, write a sentence with both words. Then you are going to use the consonant blend SCR or STR to complete the words. You're going to do the same with THR and SHR. And then here in each row, you're going to read these words across. You are going to cross out the word that does not belong. So there is a pattern here. Which of these words does not belong? So we have shred, stray, shrivel, and shrub. I'm noticing that most of the words are starting with SH. Stray starts with ST, so I would cross out stray. Stray does not belong. And then finally, you are going to do the last column or table, and it asks you to read each word in each row, and then you're going to write a word that matches the pattern. Your next requirement for this week is reading responses. Now, I had a lot of questions last week about how to do the reading response. The goal is to get you to think about your reading. So you may respond to your reading in any way that you like. I think this week we're going to do something a little different to make it a little bit easier. So I am going to ask that you post your reading response on the reading page in Etsy. So here I'm going to post this in Etsy for you. This gives you sentence stems to explain what you're going to do. So the first part is, what did you read? So the book that I am reading is The Hero Next Door. I want you to put the page number that you are currently on. So I am on page number 15. Then it says, what happened in the text? So I'm going to write, the boy in the story lost his father in the beginning. And by lost, I mean his father died. So if you were in the Zoom meeting with me, you listened to the read aloud where the main character's father died. Then you're going to write what you think. So we're given more sentence stems. This made me think, this made me realize, based on this I can infer, based on this I can predict. So I wrote, I'm wondering how his life was as he grew up. Did he miss his dad? I wonder if he got a stepfather. Will we learn more about the boy? And I can add on to this as well. So I am going to post this in Etsy on Tuesday. And on Tuesday, you will write your response to your reading underneath this post. So on Monday, you are asked to complete 20 to 30 minutes of iReady. Remember, every single time you pass a lesson with 70% or above, you get your name entered into a drawing for a prize at the end of the week. Then on Tuesday, you will be asked to do an independent reading response. You will need to read for at least 20 to 30 minutes on Tuesday, and then it will repeat. On Wednesday, you will do iReady. On Thursday, you will independently read. So please make sure you're doing that. I know last week, a handful of you did not do your independent reading or iReady, so please make sure you do that because it's very important. Finally, moving on to the reading task for the week. This week, we are going to be focusing on main ideas and details using an informational text. So this week, we are going to be reading this story called The Unsolved Mysteries of the Bermuda Triangle. We are going to be reading this text in order to determine the main idea. So this is actually a really interesting book if you have not read about the Bermuda Triangle. And on Monday, what you're going to be asked to do is you are going to be asked to read the entire text. It is not very long. Then you will go in you will go in Etsy, and there's going to be a very short Etsy quiz. It's going to be 2 questions asking you about the main idea. If you get both questions correct, you will get a ticket into our weekly drawing. On Tuesday, you are going to reread this text. Again, it's very short. You are going to answer the written response questions in the writing task in the project on MyOn. Please let me know if you need help locating the project. But again, it is in the folder, so whenever you first go on to MyOn, and I will show you, you have something at the top that looks like this, and it says projects. You will click on that, and then you will scroll all the way to the bottom, and you will find the Unsolved Mysteries, the Bermuda Triangle. At the very bottom of the book, there are a written response question. You will answer the written response question. Finally, on Wednesday, you are going to be asked to summarize the text. I will give more instructions on Wednesday whenever it comes to that day on how to summarize and what the expectations are. But that is kind of the overview for the week. And finally, there is a checklist that is attached in Etsy. So please make sure that you go to the checklist. So first, you're going to watch the weekly video, which you should be doing now. Read Unsolved Mysteries. You are going to answer the main idea questions in Etsy, complete 20 minutes of iReady, and complete Monday's word work. All right, that is it for this video. Please let me know if you have any questions. I am also going to link a main idea and details video. Please make sure you watch that for a review. All right, guys, let me know if you have any questions. Bye.